My girlfriend yelled in front of her friends that she wasn't obliged to go with me and that she would go to the party with her friends. I said nothing, just nodded silently, and left. Later that night, one of her friends messaged me and said, "Do you know what your girlfriend said after you left?" What she said next was surprising. I'm 27, been with Leah for 3 years. We met through mutual friends at a rooftop bar downtown, and honestly, the first year was incredible. She was spontaneous, fun, always dragging me to new restaurants or weekend trips. I'm more of a homebody. I work in software consulting, long hours, decent pay, but she brought balance to my life. Or so I thought. The problem started around month 18. Small things at first. She'd make plans without telling me, then get annoyed when I couldn't drop everything to join. She started going out more with her friend group, Taylor, Becca, and Nina, 3 women she'd known since college. I didn't mind at first. Everyone needs their friends. But it became every Thursday, every Friday, most Saturdays. When I'd suggest we do something together, she'd sigh like I was being clingy. Money became another issue around the same time. I'd always paid for most things, dinners, trips, her car insurance when she was between jobs last year. She worked in marketing, decent salary, but somehow always seemed broke by the 3rd week of each month. I never asked where her money went. I should have. The night everything changed was a Saturday in late September. There was this birthday party for one of her coworkers, someone I'd met maybe twice. Leah had mentioned it casually on Monday. Adrian's party is Saturday. Should be fun. I assumed we were going together. That's what couples do, right? Saturday afternoon. I'm getting ready. Nice jeans, button down. When Leah walks out of the bedroom in this short black dress I'd never seen before. She looks amazing, but something in her expression is already defensive. "You look great," I said. "What time are we leaving?" She didn't even look at me. Just grabbed her purse from the counter. "I'm meeting the girls there at 8. I blinked. "Wait, I thought we were going together?" I never said that. Her tone was sharp. "It's Adrian's party. I barely know him through work. You'd be bored. Then why am I dressed up?" She finally turned to face me, and there was this coldness in her eyes I'd never seen before. "I don't know, you tell me. Maybe you just assumed, like you always do." That stung, but I kept my voice calm. "Leah, I just thought." "Look," she cut me off. "I'm going with my friends. You can come if you really want to, but I'm not babysitting you all night." Something about the way she said babysitting made my stomach drop. Like I was a burden. An obligation she was tired of carrying. Before I could respond, her phone buzzed. She glanced at it and smiled. Actually smiled, then typed something back quickly. "The girls are waiting downstairs," she said, already heading for the door. "I'll see you later." I followed her to the hallway. "So that's it. You're just leaving." She stopped, hand on the doorknob, and turned back with this exasperated expression. "What do you want from me? A written invitation? I'm going out with my friends. You're not obligated to come, and I'm not obligated to take you everywhere." The way she said it, sharp, dismissive, felt like a slap. But what really broke something in me was realizing we weren't alone. The apartment door was open now, and standing in the hallway were Taylor, Becca, and Nina, all 3 staring at me. Taylor had this smirk on her face like she was enjoying the show. Leah didn't lower her voice. If anything, she got louder. "I'm not obligated to go with you, okay? I'm going to the party with my friends. If you can't handle that, that's your problem." The hallway was silent except for someone's TV playing faintly in the background. I just stood there, feeling like an idiot in my stupid button-down shirt, while her friends watched me get humiliated. I didn't argue, didn't yell back. I just nodded. Once. Then I turned around, walked back inside, and closed the door behind me. I heard them laughing as they walked toward the elevator. I spent that night on the couch, staring at my phone, feeling pathetic. I ordered pizza around 9, but couldn't eat more than 2 slices. My apartment, our apartment, felt suffocating. Every corner reminded me of her. The coffee maker she insisted we needed but never used. The throw pillows she'd bought that I hated but never said anything about. The framed photo of us from our trip to Portland, both smiling like we had everything figured out. Around midnight, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. "Hey, it's Nina. Can we talk?" Nina was the quietest of Leah's friends. I'd always gotten the sense she didn't quite fit with Taylor and Becca. They were loud, aggressive, the type who treated every night out like a competition. Nina seemed softer, more thoughtful. We'd had a few genuine conversations at group dinners, mostly about books and travel. She was always kind to me. I texted back. About what? Her reply came fast. Do you know what Leah said after you left? My chest tightened. What did she say? Can I call you? I said yes. 30 seconds later, my phone rang. Nina's voice was hesitant, like she was debating whether to say anything at all. Look, I don't know if I should be telling you this, but I think you deserve to know. Just tell me. She exhaled slowly. After you went back inside, we were waiting for the elevator, and Taylor asked Leah if you were really that clingy. Leah laughed and said, he's fine. He just doesn't get it yet. Get what? That she's done. Nina paused. She said she's been done for months, but you're too convenient to break up with. You pay half the rent, you don't complain when she goes out, and you're stable. Her exact words were, why would I dump him when he makes my life easier? I couldn't breathe. She said that. Yeah. And then Becca said something about how you're too nice, and how Leah should just enjoy it while it lasts. Taylor said you probably wouldn't even notice if she started seeing someone else because you're so oblivious. Wait. My voice cracked. Is she seeing someone else? Nina went quiet. That silence told me everything. Nina, is she? I don't know for sure, she said carefully. But there's this guy, Daniel. He works at the same company as Adrian. Leah's been talking to him a lot lately. At the party tonight, they were really close. Like, touching his arm, laughing at everything he said, sitting practically in his lap during beer pong. I don't know if anything's happened, but it didn't look innocent. I felt nauseous. Why are you telling me this? Because you're a good guy, Nina said softly. And you don't deserve to be treated like this. Leah's my friend, but what she's doing isn't right. I've been watching it happen for weeks now, and I couldn't stay quiet anymore. She's using you, and everyone can see it except you. How long? I asked. How long has this Daniel thing been going on? I don't know exactly. Maybe 2 months? I first noticed them talking a lot at a work happy hour in July. But tonight was different. Tonight she wasn't even trying to hide it. I didn't sleep that night. I just sat there, replaying every conversation, every dismissive comment, every time she'd made me feel small. And the worst part? Nina was right. I'd been oblivious. I'd convinced myself things were fine because I didn't want to admit they weren't. I started thinking about the money. About how Leah always needed me to cover things. Dinner, groceries, utilities when she was a little short that month. I opened my banking app and started scrolling back through months of transactions. Venmo payments to Leah. $300 here. $450 there. Rent payments where I'd covered her half, just this once. That turned into 3 months in a row last spring. I added it up. Over the past year alone, I'd given her close to $8,000. And for what? So she could go out with her friends 4 nights a week? So she could buy new dresses to impress other guys? When Leah came home around 2 a.m., stumbling and giggling, I was still on the couch with my laptop open, spreadsheet pulled up. You're still up? She slurred, kicking off her heels. We need to talk. She rolled her eyes. Not tonight. I'm tired. Now. Something in my voice made her stop. She sat down on the armchair across from me, arms crossed. Fine. What? Are you seeing someone else? Her face didn't change. No shock. No guilt. Just annoyance. Who told you that? Answer the question. She stared at me for a long moment, then laughed. Actually laughed. Oh my God, you're so paranoid. Leah. No, I'm not seeing anyone else. Happy. Can I go to bed now? You told your friends you're only with me because I'm convenient. Her expression shifted. Just slightly. Enough for me to know Nina was telling the truth. I was joking, she said flatly. Were you? She stood up. I'm not doing this right now. You're being ridiculous. Then tell me the truth. I just did. She grabbed her phone and headed toward the bedroom. Good night. The door closed behind her. And I knew, in that moment, it was over. I didn't confront her the next morning. I wanted proof first. Call it pride or stupidity, but I needed to know for sure before I made any moves. Sunday morning, Leah slept until noon. When she finally emerged, hungover and irritable, I was at the kitchen table with coffee. We should talk about last night, I said calmly. There's nothing to talk about. You accused me of cheating based on some paranoid fantasy. Who's Daniel? She froze. Just for a second. But I caught it. A coworker. What? Just wondering. You've mentioned him a few times lately. So. She poured herself coffee, not looking at me. I mention a lot of coworkers. Right. I sipped my coffee. Hey, can I borrow your phone? Mine's dead, and I need to check something for work. Use your laptop. It's upstairs. Your phone's right there. She grabbed it off the counter. It's locked. So unlock it. Why do you need my phone? Why won't you let me use it? We stared at each other. The silence stretched out, heavy and uncomfortable. This is insane, she finally said. I'm not playing this game. She took her coffee and went back to the bedroom. The door locked behind her. That's when I knew Nina was right about everything. I called Nina that afternoon while Leah was still holed up in the bedroom. Thank you for telling me, I said. You were right. About all of it. I'm sorry, Nina said quietly. I really am. What are you going to do? I don't know yet. But I can't keep living like this. For what it's worth, Nina added, I took some photos at the party last night. Of Leah and Daniel. I thought maybe you'd want them. As proof, or whatever. Send them. She did. 3 photos. Leah sitting on Daniel's lap during beer pong. Leah with her hand on his chest, both of them laughing. Leah and Daniel outside on the balcony, standing close, his hand on her lower back. I stared at those photos for 20 minutes. Not because I was surprised, but because seeing it made it real in a way I couldn't deny anymore. Monday morning, I called in sick to work. I spent the day looking at apartments. Found a decent 1-bedroom about 15 minutes away, available immediately. I put down a deposit. When Leah left for work Tuesday morning, I called a locksmith. Changed the locks on our apartment. Legally, I could do it. The lease was in my name only. She'd moved in with me, never signed anything official. I'd been too trusting to make it formal. Then I packed all her stuff. Clothes, makeup, shoes, those stupid throw pillows. Everything. Loaded it into boxes and stacked them by the door. I texted her at 3 p.m. Your things are packed. You have until 6 p.m. to pick them up. After that, they're going to the curb. She called immediately. I didn't answer. She texted, what the hell is wrong with you? I sent her the photos Nina had given me. She called again. Again, I didn't answer. At 5:30 p.m., she showed up with Taylor and Becca. I'd been watching through the peephole. I opened the door before she could knock. Are you serious right now? Leah's face was red, furious. Completely. You can't just kick me out. The lease is in my name. You don't live here legally. I can, and I am. Taylor stepped forward. You're such an asshole, says the person who encouraged her to use me. I looked at Leah. You've got your stuff? Leave. We need to talk about this, Leah said, her voice shifting to something softer, more manipulative. Baby, come on. Whatever you think happened. I know what happened. I know about Daniel. I know you've been using me for months. I know you think I'm too stupid to notice. Well, I noticed. Becca scoffed. You're acting like a child. Take the boxes and go. Now. Leah's eyes filled with tears. Fake ones. I'd seen her real tears before. These weren't them. Where am I supposed to go? I don't know. Daniel's place? I'm sure he'd love to help out. Her expression hardened. The mask dropped. You're going to regret this. I already regret the last 3 years. Taking my life back won't be one of them. They loaded the boxes into Taylor's car in silence. Leah turned back once, mouth open like she wanted to say something else, but I'd already closed the door. The next few weeks were quiet. I focused on work, on moving into my new place, on rebuilding routines that didn't involve her. Nina checked in regularly. We got coffee once, and she apologized again for not saying something sooner. I should have told you months ago, she said. I just didn't know how. You told me when it mattered. That's enough. She smiled sadly. For what it's worth, Leah's been a mess since you kicked her out. She's staying with Taylor, and apparently they're already fighting. Turns out Leah's also broke and can't afford to pay any rent. Not my problem anymore. No, Nina agreed. It's not. I found out through mutual friends a month later that Leah had started officially dating Daniel. Turns out they'd been seeing each other since early July, nearly 3 months before everything exploded. Maybe longer. Daniel dumped her 6 weeks after that. Apparently, once Leah didn't have me bankrolling her lifestyle, she expected him to pick up the slack. He wasn't interested in being an ATM either. Nina eventually stopped being friends with Leah after finding out the full extent of the lies. Taylor and Becca fell out with Leah too over unpaid rent and borrowed money that never got returned. Funny how that works. Last I heard, Leah moved back in with her parents in Michigan. I don't think about her much anymore. As for me, I'm doing better. Got my own place. Started going to the gym again. Reconnected with friends I'd neglected. Started dating again too. Casually, nothing serious yet. I'm in no rush. Some nights I still think about that hallway. About nodding silently while she humiliated me in front of her friends. And I'm glad I walked away when I did. Some people see kindness as weakness. Leah was one of them. I learned an expensive lesson, but at least I learned it before I wasted any more years. Edit 1. A few people asked if I ever confronted Daniel. I didn't. He wasn't the problem. She was. Besides, karma handled him just fine. Edit 2. For those wondering, yes, I got my name off the old lease and made sure she couldn't come after me for anything. Also kept records of all the money I'd given her over the years. My lawyer said if she ever tried to claim I owed her anything, I had proof of the opposite. Edit 3. Nina and I are still friends. Just friends. She's seeing someone now, seems happy. Sometimes good people get caught in bad friend groups. I'm glad she got out too.